All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are ready for another Counter-Strike Confederation match. Today we have the Ravens versus the Ashen Mole, AVI versus TSC, and I am joined by Bible Klinger and our production team, Firehawk and Cameron King. How are you doing, Bible?
Doing great today. Another night of Counter-Strike.
Not in Counter-Strike indeed, and we have a little bit of a, high octane round here. Fast ramp push here. We're going 1-for-1 trade. Scary picking up another kill as well with that USPS, hiding towards the mini ramp there. Undied Tiger going for the trade. Scary gets a second, almost gets a third. Luckily didn't hit the headshot, but the rotates are already down by single door. It's all up to the bomb in Ape 722, and the round goes in favor of the Ravens here so far. Bible, we have a bit of a grudge match here. We are told that the Ashen Moles was actually the former AVI team. I think it was last season, and now they're playing against them.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. The current Ravens lineup is 4-0 right now, so they are the favorite to win. The Ashen Moles have been struggling to really gain any traction, and they've done a number of roster changes. So they're coming in with some new players tonight. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, some early roster changes doesn't really spell disaster, especially because they have a lot more time to acclimate to a new environment so far here. But it is going to be a full save for the Ashen Moles just because no bomb plan just does mean that they have no money to work with. So these SMGs should be farming. I'm liking Zips playing up on top of the HUD. This is a common position to especially get this bomb plan denied. And they get the first, second, almost coming into fruition. The Glocks do a lot of work, but the rifles are here to clean up. They're just trying to get the bomb plan down, but they're every which way. They're heaven. They're mini. They are in HUD. They are also in Squeaky. The bomb plan, once again, denied, leaving the Ravens 2-0 with a pretty easy round.
Two clean rounds from the Ravens. They're starting out the way that you really want to start out here on any map, really. And if you look at the Ashen Moles, Undead Tiger, one of their newest players, is the only one with any kills starting out. So he is starting out making some sort of plays here. We'll have to keep watching.
The guns are going to be coming out, though, so far. A good amount of utility to set up for an execute or even some outside control here so far. But it looks like they're going to go for a heavy A-lane here. Molly's being set up. Flash is ready. Smoke's about to be thrown out. They're coming in with a short delay. B-Long right behind Rhino Ranchero. Flashes coming in here. They're swinging out with the flashes. Clearing the angles. One by CT Vent, one by Heaven, and one by Main. The trades come in for Repos and James. Pick up two, but Undead Tiger on the double entry. We just mentioned their name. They are doing pretty well so far. Not the star rifler for the team. But James with the second coming in here. Does get quickly traded out, though. It's now a 2v2. Retaking from Heaven. Molly goes out to deny the bomb plant down, but it's already there. It goes a little bit too far back. And now they have to wait. Fight's going down in Main here. Colty picking up the first, and now Hawkish has to is left to clutch up here. Abe on Colty on low HP, and Abe just waiting for the swing out. This is not looking like a doable clutch for Hawkish here. The swing does come out, and yep, Abe closes it out extremely quickly. The Ashen Moles went out a pretty quick round after a string of losses.
The goal here, though, is to chain the rounds. Ashen really has to step this up this round, hit them hard and fast, start running away with it on the side.
Yeah, that was a pretty fast-paced execute. Nuke is one of the maps where team synergy and team chemistry is very important. Obviously, it's more important across the other maps as well here, but Nuke, I think, is where it really shines through. If your team is discoordinated, you might end up nading your teammate if you're going for a vent rush or mollying them off the doorway. So it's definitely really important here. They are going to be going for a force buy, though. So these FAMASs are going to be doing a lot of damage here, a lot of work. And we saw the little update with them. Smoke's out, though. Rhino can't take any space. And this smoke as well. Hawkish behind the smoke with the MP9. This is a huge play for Hawkish if they were to come out here. They're going to walk into the crosshair. Rhino return. The first one to get seen gets taken out, but immediately gets fragged back. Trades are not going to be coming in, but that's a lot of damage being dealt to the rest of the Ashen Moles. There's one already here by the double doors. Molly's going to be coming in. They're playing ahead of it. They're pushing forward, and one by the single door already. Double kill from the FAMAS. And the 5-7's also coming in as well. Scary and Zips cleaning up the house.
It just fell apart so quickly right there once they got underground by the vents there. It's really unfortunate. They really just... Ashen Moles was not expecting the fast rotate, fast positioning near the B-bomb site.
Yeah, it's just... I'm noticing a bit of a, fast-paced aggression from the Ashen Moles. I feel like It only really worked when they had the rifles and they weren't really playing afraid of the pistols a couple of rounds ago there. So I think maybe just taking their time, slowing it down might be the most optimal play. They are now relegated down to pistols as well. Only an SMG for Abe 722 there. No armor though. This is interesting. I'm very curious as to what the call exactly was. And HE onto Abe, I believe. And a lot of damage there. Maybe from a teammate. Yeah, that lack of armor just eats away the HP. And they're going for a nice, fast upper hit as well here. Zips is ready for it though. They're slowly walking out. Undead Tiger gets called out here. Zips picking up the first, the second, and the third, and the fourth, I believe. A quick little 4K, a good anti-eco round there from the Ravens coming up, and they're really showing why they are 4-0.
Doesn't seem to be going so well now, but this is fine. This is their second rifle round, so they can change things up just a little bit. I think in the previous round, maybe it was just a little bit of comms issues. None of them seemed aware of the player in the rafters, and the call just seemed to come in late.
A lot of heavy angles to be cleared, especially a lot of 180s. You play by Prius, by Mustang, or even towards top HUD. You have to really be on your head has to be on a swivel, or you have to molly out the positions here. But they are going to be doubling up in ramp here. Repose with the M4 right behind Orange Box with the smoke out. Scary does spot the first, drops down, tossing in HE. A good amount of information gathered, but no kills really being taken. Scary's going for the fight again though. Goes for the tap, doesn't hit it. We do have some outside presence as well coming in from B-Long. Making it close to the red box. And Scary is still taking this fight, but are they going to be ready for Undead Tiger? They are! Scary with a nice readjustment there onto Undead Tiger. And Rhino makes it away through the smoke there. Scary can't tame the spray. Rhino picks up the kill and opts to fall back now. And Rhino actually just pushed back out, but they're not ready for repos. A really good bait and switch play coming out from the CT side of the Ravens. B-Long now, we mentioned it before, by Red Box is playing outside, getting info, has a good flank and is not sure but who's close by. Does pick up the kill there on towards the main player. James is down and out for the count. The rotators are going to be coming in, but Zips is playing here by Prius. Molly towards CT vent here. Colty picks up repos. Zips has a lot of work to do here. It's going to be a final A hit, and he's not really ready for it. He's ready to get the kills. I hope the rotate does come in now. They're taking a gamble stack. Hawkish called out in the middle of heaven, and Abe 722 looks up at Prius as well here. Ashen Moles picking up a second round off the back of once again, a slow-paced play.
We'll have to see now if the Ashen Moles can finally start chaining rounds together right here. Undead Tiger, though, is on the MAC-10, so hopefully that doesn't hinder their progress.
Yeah, might be reading the economy, maybe hoping to catch someone off without their helmet. And Abe spots one towards Garage. Doesn't land a shot, but does, fire off a couple of warnings. Spots him out, does get the frag now once again. Maybe playing a little bit too aggressive there is Hawkish, but James is really ready and willing to take the fight again. But enough for an A execute now. They did win the outside engagement, so now the CTs have to spread a little bit more thin, have to be aware of that outside presence, especially because B-Long was out there a couple of rounds ago and somehow managed to win that round just from that flank. A minute left on the clock now, though. Smoke coming in towards ramp and HE to follow through. Just to catch some damage in, and it's a standard A-side exec. Molly's going to be coming in. Smoke, Flash actually coming in here. M4, A4, ringing out. Zips buys the CT vent, picks up the first kill onto Undead Tiger. The entry down, James with the second. And now the rotates are coming in quickly. B-Long picking up the first of the trade, but quickly traded back by Repos. This A-side hit has just been completely shut down from the Ravens side. 30 seconds left now. They don't have much room to work with. They have kind of committed to this A-side hit. If they were to go down towards B, they would have to go through vent, and it would have to be a very quick-paced vent drop here, with James being the only man to really front the line, but they're going to be walking out of hut. Abe smoked off. Flash as well, now hoping to not get peeked, and that scope is going to be heard by Zips. Commented to his team now, don't be peeking from heaven. I have you. I have the swing out. Colty running out as well. 10 seconds left. And Zips picked up the first. It's taken out by Abe. And now, dies before time. So a pretty good play coming out from the Ravens side. They would have liked to kill them after time just so that they don't have money coming into this next round here. But they are going to be taking a tactical timeout. This is utter destruction coming out from the Ravens.
They're just getting the rounds, they're chaining it together, they're not losing too many rifles. I mean, their economy's not great now being what it is, but if they can just not lose every other round, if they can start putting this consistently, they're going to be on track to have a really good blowout.
Absolutely, and you know, CT side is one where the snowball really tends to hurt them the most. If the T's do build up an economy of their own or start chaining rounds together, the CTs are going to be forced onto a buy and save round, and maybe even throwing in a force if they want to toss a knuckleball there. The Ashen Moles do take another tactical timeout as well, so they're really thinking about what could possibly be done within this round, Bible.
This is a good idea to sort this out early. You don't want to be down something really significant and then start thinking, hey, how do we fix it? Sometimes it's just too little too late. I would like to point out those Zips on the Ravens has 179 ADR with a KD of 12 and 4. So he's having a fantastic game.
Those are monstrous numbers there, and I think one of the higher rated players, yeah, the highest rated player for the Ravens side with a 1.35 rating across the first four couple of games here in CSC season 16. So hopefully, I mean, they're showing their, you know, they're worth their weight in gold, I want to say, maybe even diamonds. A bit of movement there from Colty, at least delaying some of the early aggression there. Outside utility being thrown out though. Rhino Ranchero leading the charge here for ramp, and it's looking like it's going to be a fake A-side hit into a ramp push there. We do have the op of Hawkish onto Undead Tiger. Immediately falls back here. A standard play here on the CT side of Nuke to have that op late by ramp. Get the first kill there. Repose almost gets the kill onto Rhino though. A lot of damage being done up. Flash to deter them as well. The op is still in low where the rotates are going to be coming down here. Repose getting tracked down. Rhino doesn't get the kill and also gives up their life. And so now the rest of the Ashen have to decide where they want to go. They are pretty much trapped here in ramp. Should Zips even push into Hut? James here outside by Mini. A lot of play. Repos outside by CT. Picking up the first kill. Gets traded up by Belong. Picking up an AK. James quick on the trade though. And Colty with the trade back. It's still a 1v3. It's a lot of damage done, but not enough to really secure a round win, which is what the Ashen Moles are trying to hope for. It's scary to just pick up the last kill as well there, albeit down to 8 HP. It could have been close. Losing 3 players on the CT side isn't ideal, but you know, like Bible has said, you're chaining rounds together and you're keeping a lot of rifles alive. So the economy is being built up, even though it's a lot slower than they would have liked.
I think what went wrong there for the Ashen Moles is that when they first peaked ramp and they took ramp successfully, they lost a player in the process, and they knew that the ramp player had an op and got away to the B bomb site. So they didn't want to push B, but they couldn't really push through for the heaven ramp, so they got stuck, and that just enabled the Ravens to pick them apart.
Absolutely. Once that op player is down, or at least, you know, already made contact, you kind of have to rush them. They can only shoot one bullet at a time, and the trade should be there if the spacing is correct. But you know, a little bit of freezing always happens. It's not always a huge deal. It's definitely so early on in the season to allow these mistakes to go through here. That Molly isn't going to touch anyone, but they made a lot of noise, and the rotates are going to be coming down fast. They hear this. And between out here, that's Zip onto Undead Tiger. Can he get the second? He doesn't, and calling for Steam to go up the vent. Climb. B-Lonk is here. Runs out of bullets. Switches to the sidearm and manages to get out there. The teammate in James quickly recovering as well. The bomb has been planted though, so the Ashen Moles have a lot of money to work with, but it doesn't matter in the end. Ravens up 7-2. All that matters in Counter-Strike is winning the round.
That vent fight is so awkward. You have a very narrow angle to get the shot, and the counter-terrorists were stepping all over each other, but just with the narrow window, the Ashen Moles player just couldn't make it happen.
A lot of close range engagements that the pistol should normally be winning out there, but you also have to hit your shots, right? And it's definitely a high stress, fast paced environment to take that fight. So it's a lot more difficult than people really make it out to seem here. The Ravens are going to be taking a tactical timeout as well here. Now, this is one of the more important things here in Counter-Strike is that you don't always need to take a timeout when you're losing. right? Taking a timeout when you're winning rounds to just kind of keep the troops calm, cool, calm, and collected so that they don't over-aggress, they don't overheat. It's one of the things that you kind of really have to master in the event or in the environment of Team CS.
They also might be anticipating that the Ashen Moles are going to try something now. Maybe they know that they have the full buy, they have the op on Abe, and maybe they're thinking, okay, how can we counter what we think they're about to do?
Yeah, a lot of these players here really spend their time not just, pugging on face or even playing in Premiere. Sometimes they definitely spend their time doing the demo reviews, even if we're only 5 match days in. They're still doing the demo reviews just to see what the enemy team could be doing, trying to get a feel for the enemy team, trying to get an idea of what they can be seen throughout the rest of the season as well. And so they have to be careful not to overthink it as well there, right? Play to what you know and make a gamble stack here and there. Never really fully rely on what you think is going to happen. Abe taking this, and once again, this outside fight on towards Hawkish, I believe. Towards outside by credit card, and he lands the tag. Hawkish has not been winning this round here, but James picks up B-Long, coming up fast in towards Africa. Good pick there. Hawkish the distraction, and B-Long hoping to get some aggression there. Gets punished for it. So a man advantage for the Raven side. The CT side getting hyper aggressive here, maintaining this outside control, and so now they know this has to be an A-side hit. They're going to be stuck in lobby. They're holding off their smoke, smoking off ramp, smoking off hut. Playing together as a team. Molly comes in from Scary, hoping to hopefully hear a tag and confirm the presence of any teaser. Scary spots him out, lands a headshot, but Undead Tiger onto Zips as well. That's the A-side defender down, but James is quick on the recovery, quick on the trade. Still 3 players here up on the A bomb side, and the bomb has been dropped. This is not ideal for the Ravens. Never mind, Colty with an instant headshot onto the main player. Repose is here ready for the trade. They're not going to be expecting it. Should spot the aim, or should spot the legs. Oh, and spots the gun and is ready for it. In. Oh, wait! Colty! That is an instant clear, and he hits it again! Colty, you animal! Spots out from the player in heaven. He's going for the third. And never mind, Abe closes it out as well. The op, but Colty, what an absolutely monstrous round.
He definitely needed that. The Ashen Moles are down 7-2, and suddenly Colty comes up big here. I didn't think he was going to get that. He was spotted by the player in Rafters, but then suddenly he just goes right for the pre-fire and clears it really well. That was very high-skilled.
Yeah, that's one of the problems of playing these positions too frequently. You get called out pretty easily now. Once they see you once or twice, they should know. They have an inkling, hey, he could be here. They like to play these positions. They don't even need to demo review. They just need to live out the round. They've seen it a couple of times beforehand, so it's a good call there from Colty, a good awareness from the rest of the team as well. Abe taking a lot of PG damage though, and taking out Scary. That's the ramp defender down. Scary has been huge when it comes down to these ramp fights. Always getting at least one, and that's more than you can ask for your ramp player. Flash coming in though. Hawkish onto Colty. That's really towards outside, I believe. Rotates are going to be coming in fast though. Undead Tiger smoking off the single doorway. Should have heard one by the double doors. He lands the thing through the doorway, and Hawkish misses the shot. Yeah, Abe does pick up the kill onto the ramp player as well. He spots another. Spots the head, but James is just much quicker. Zips and James up against B-Long, Undead Tiger, and Rhino. Rhino actually losing out the fight, but Zips is low HP. Opens up the double doorway, going for the swing. Gets out a lot of info. James picks up the kill. And now B-Long just has to play the time. They don't know where B-Long is. James has to go on an angle clearing mission. And B-Long has the timing. They know it. He swings out and he gets the kill. 7-4 now for the Ashen Moles. They're bringing it back ever so slightly, but it's not going to be coming down to the last round of the half. It's going to have to be a bye from the Ravens no matter what.
It was a scrappy round, but Ashen Moles gets it done, and that's what they absolutely need these rounds.
Yeah, right there. Once again, the Colty 3K from the previous round there, just in the monstrous entry pathing from Colty, and good awareness as well here. Now, the Ravens, they don't have a lot of money by them. They have SMGs and 1 rifle on James here, and it looks like it might be a finished round, but we've seen what the Ravens can do on much less weapons.
It's like a lobby crunch.
Yeah, just an absolutely standard play here coming out from the CTs. Low on money, you can only afford SMGs. Abe gets taken out as well. It's all up to Colty. He picks up the first. Can he recreate the magic from last round? Needs a 3K. Spots the first. He gets a secondary kill. Low HP player, and Colty once again with a 3K closes out the round. 7-5. Ravens going for the aggressive hut pinch there, and Colty, my God, an absolute monster Bible.
I think Colty may have saved them in this game with those 2 rounds. It's very critical right here. Maybe Ravens should have taken this, or, you know, the short success they just had right there of killing so many players and then fall back and make Colty search for them.
Yeah, just. But when you're having a game like Colty, and when you're feeling it, you have a couple of rounds back to back where you just absolutely you're feeling it. I think you go for it, right? It's a CSC. You're not here just to win out a championship. You're here to make a name for yourself. You're here to, tell people that, stand your name, right? People are going to remember the name Colty. When we're going to see them at the major in 2037, we're going to be screaming out Colty.
And hopefully you and I will be casting that match.
Oh, of course. I mean, you can't have a CSC player in a major without any of the CSC casters, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, a fast-paced vent dive, though, they do lose one player out in Hawkish, though, but that's okay. Hawkish is known to be that, selfless player, always willing to give up their life for the point of the mission. Zips does get the return back, though. A good trade. Onto Rhino. Bomb has been planted, though. CTs have been getting into pretty good power positions, post-plant positions. I do believe we have Scary also coming in. Deep from ramp by Heaven, pushing in behind. They're now watching for him. Scary has the play of the round. The first there, yep, just trades after trades. It's all up to A. He picks up the first, picks up the second. No kid to be seen so far here. Bomb planted backside, one towards ramp, one by the double doors, going for the stick, goes for the reload midway through the stick, has to go fight 2 different fronts at the same time, and he's not going to be hitting any of the shots. Going for the knife, Wade, you can't do this. Oh, and he lands the first knife, Abe, with $1,500 left to spare as well. Both players obviously going down there, but wow, just what a ballsy play coming out from the Ravens to go for the knife.
It is a little risky. I mean, you just give Ashen Moles an extra amount of money, but maybe they're thinking it's worth it, the psychological damage of going in for a knife kill if you get it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're up 8-4 and you get that knife down, it's a lot about that mental game as well. And obviously, they might be playing for an op early on. They want to get that op out as fast as they can. On Nuke, especially on the CT side, ops are pretty powerful. You can have them be outside. You can have them be ramp. You can even have them be Heaven if you need it. If you really want them to. Light does come in. Abe does pick up the first. That's another $300 in their pocket. Picks up the Galil. And a Molly. Ops to fall back now. A couple of inner players seem to fall due to that inner push there, but Zips is ready and willing to just take that fight. Gonna be going down towards the B bomb plate. Hopefully get that bomb planted. There's gonna be no contention from the CT side just because they have almost no money there. Wait a minute. Never mind. I lied. On the Tiger, he gets 2. One onto Hawkish and one onto the bomb planter. It's still a 2v2, and it should be looking like it's still gonna be the Ravens' favor. Yes, they do pick up a trade back here. And no CTs are close by. One by the double doors, excuse me. I lied. I'm ready for it. Oh, James gets it up there. Let's pick up the first. Goes for the 180. Wait, Abe almost gets the kill. That round came really, really close. Had they won that round, the Ashen Moles would have been flushed with cash coming into this first gun round.
Sometimes the anti-ecos are more dangerous for a team than the actual gun rounds. You just don't always expect players to run fast with pistols or SMGs or to do something unpredictable like that, and you're in just the wrong mentality and you're caught out. Very risky.
Yeah, just making sure that, you don't want to give these easy pistols a fight, but when you're hitting headshots after headshots, it doesn't matter how close you are going to be down relatively quickly within a couple of shots there. Had any of them bought Deagles this round, might have been even a little bit different. But standard CT side aggression here from Colty, once again pushing towards the hut, hoping to get some info, waiting to hear any footsteps. James does pick a sound cue though, so Colty definitely heard that. CT spread out a little bit, mainly towards the inner bomb side. No one really pushing for outside. No one going fast down towards vents. When Colty makes a step, and now they know the presence there. Squeaky Fight gonna be coming in here. Colty spots the first, gets the first trade, and just falls back immediately. A good play from the CT side. Hopefully we get to see some ramp aggression. Zips actually just pick up Undead Tiger. James poking out from the heavens, or excuse me, from HUD. Now ready for it. Belong. I Heaven. Colty has to pick up the first, or at least pick up the second at least. Switch to the sidearm. The P2000 does get taken out by Scary though. Scary on a double entry onto the A bomb side. Now A, that op is doing wonders. And once again, that knife coming to bite Ravens in the ass. That op, while not the most important player of the round there, it definitely helps solidify what the Ashen Moles could have done.
Abe is definitely using the op to his advantage. He's the only one on his team now with 100+ ADR. He's got 17 kills. He is helping his team stay in it. Of course, Colty's in second place there with keeping damage up.
Yeah, absolutely right. The Opper on almost any team should be one of the more higher rated players. Should be the one taking these aggressive fights and given more space to really work with, right? Just because they have the $4,750 gun, right? You want to make sure you use it as much as possible with almost minimal risk. And I think that's what Abe is exactly doing here. Playing with the team, playing together, not going for a hyper-aggressive peak, even though they knew there was one player towards hut. They were just waiting for the right time to strike.
And
they are going to have
not only
to
that, I was going to say, Abe and Hawkish, when they've been going at it, op versus op, Abe has been coming out quite often on top.
Yeah, that's a really good notice. But the Colty, I heard a Negev there. Am I crazy? Did I?
No, I heard that was a ramp push. Terrace pushed through, and I think it was Rhino or Colty with the Negev, I believe.
When Abe misses a really crucial shot, but manages to stay alive here. The lobby push coming in. Now it's up to Repose and James. They do have an AK onto Repose. Minimal HP on James as well here. Flash going to be coming out here. Under Tiger going for the wide swing. Not clearing towards control. Just spotted out. Just pick up the first, and the trade does come in here. SMG is going to be reigning supreme now. That op almost left behind there. Planted for a straws, and Ashen Moles once again winning out another CT round. The Ravens were dominant on their CT side. Not so much on their T side. Bible, what do you think the Ravens are doing wrong?
It's hard to say, really, if it's just a coordination issue or if it's something else. I think they might be a little concerned with Abe's op, and it might be restricting them from making outside plays, and so they're limiting themselves. I'm not entirely sure that's it, but that could be it right now in the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. The Ravens do take another tactical timeout as well, though. Trying to talk over these strategies, hoping to see what they can fix, right? If it is a coordination issue, it could just be the IGL telling us, hey, start communicating. Tell us what you see and leave everything else out. I don't want to hear, I think I heard. I need definite answers. CS is about definition, about the definite things that you know and comment it to your team. You can definitely have an intuition, but you leave that up to the players who are left alive here. Ashen Mo's also making a comeback, though, so the strive to really, show their former organization that they made the wrong decision in dropping them is really, really high.
You really got to stick with it in Counter-Strike. Rounds can change very quickly.
And now Repo's lining up a smoke here. Going to be going out deep, I think, towards Unbreakable, but belong onto James and Abe onto Zips as well here. They do have the A bomb site, but they lost 2 players in the process. They are completely encircled, planting for hut there. Front left part of sight. Hawkish here in CT vent, but Repose is here onto Colty. A good trade frag. And here comes Abe with that op. Scoped in. Cyclopsing it. Doesn't push forward. That smoke giving Hawkish a lot of room to work with. Molly going to be running out towards Heaven, but Under Tiger onto Repose. A good trade back. Abe gets taken out by Scary. It's up to the 2v3 now. Scary onto a double. Can he go for the triple kill? Hawkish onto 1. How do you get the second? Hawkish does indeed get the second as well. So the Ravens, with a fast-paced outside crunch onto the A bomb site, wins them out the round, taking them one step closer to that 13th round win, and also breaking the economy of the Ashen Moles.
It was a good round for Hawkish to finally be able to make some impact here. He's been struggling a little bit, and I think some of that has just been Abe's off, shutting him down. And, now he's rifling, and he did a good job there holding the site.
Yeah, the T-side up is not one that you see often, especially on Nuke, just because there's a lot of close-range angles that the CT can really abuse. They have a lot more walls to really hide behind and a lot more getaway plans, especially if they are doubled up here. But Repose hearing a couple of footsteps, picks up the first, but Rhino Ranchero with the 5-7, an absolutely broken gun. The lobby crunch does come in. Molly rings out to help get that bomb carrier out. They don't press any further. They hide. They go back into hiding. Zips making their way back towards outside. Going through the silo push. Jumps down. They're going towards outside. Shoots at their teammate, not knowing that they're there. A little bit of stress coming out from Zips. Afraid that everyone and no one is out to get them. A little bit of schizo panic mode there. But some CTs have already rotated down. Rhino Ranchero here in the rafters. Spots the control player. A lot of damage being done. Here's the double doors open. Smoke and Molly coming out here. Oh, spots a bomb planter down. Waiting for the right time to strike and does take him out. Had no time to play trigger discipline because no one else had ran out. Calm down now. And the CT's going to be pushing in towards the double doors. Going to be spotting them out there. Hawkish holding for the vent push. Undead Tiger picks up an op. Now Scary walking out from the single doorway. It's James onto Rhino. Still hiding. Who was still hiding the Raptors. Undead Tiger. Scary as well. Scary with the double. And Undead Tiger almost runs out, but doesn't get out in time. James and Scary. That was a huge power play from Scary. An absolutely monstrous double headshot to close out the round. Ravens really not stepping off the gas pedal there. We thought we saw the round end off there with Rhino just denying the bomb plant down and just staying alive there, but it doesn't matter. Now the Ashen Moles have to think. Do they go for a save or do they go for a force by Bible? Do you think that they should be saving or play for an overtime?
Well, when you're down 11-7, you have to think about this. Let's say you give up the round. It's then 12-7. That means now you have to do a clean sweep right through. And you might be just better off buying at this point and buying both rounds and getting something going. It's really hard to make that determination. If you have a star player who can play something really well with an MP9 or a FAMAS, it might be worth the force buy.
And we definitely have seen throughout this entire series that the force buys have gone really close there. It's always came down to the 1v1 or even straight up losing out the round. It really is just a matter of where the CT pistols are going to be going. And they're opting to go for a full save. They're going to be playing for overtime, so they have a lot of pressure coming into this last round should they lose this round. And if they win, it's just going to be an absolutely hyper play to really think about. I think it's a ramp stack as well there. They're boosting up a couple of players with the pistols, and they're just going to be waiting. Be an A-side push though. Molly going to be out in front of them. Might have missed just the mark by just a bit. Hawkish spots the first. Isn't too trigger happy. Does pick up two and also fall back now as well. There picks up the third. Nope, but James is there to help them recover it. Abe and Undead Tiger still left alive here. They don't have a lot of room to work with. That Molly just spread around the corner. It was out for blood. And now it's up to Undead Tiger, who just has the P250 and nothing really else to work with there. So I guess their plan should be for just exit frags. And they're gonna get one, but now they're gonna be spotted. They can't really afford to go for it. So and almost gets up the second kill there. So the Ravens now up to 12. Bible, how do you think the Ashen Moles can even begin to think about recovering from this?
Well, they put all of their eggs here in this one basket now of this buy. So they really have to use the guns to their advantage. They do have Abe on the op. So there's definitely potential here. I do like what they tried on the previous eco where they did the ramp rush. I thought that was really smart. They went in there, got the kill, fell back, tried to hold site. They stopped the bomb plant. Just fell apart in the end, but you could see tactically throughout the whole engagement, they did a really good job. I wasn't as much of a fan of the positioning here, stacking at ramp, but obviously you got to gamble somewhere, somehow, and if you're wrong, it just doesn't work out.
The Rhino Ranchero now left with just the 5.7 and an armor. Spending $6,000, so I'm assuming they dropped the op over to Abe, and Abe with 2550 has full utility, can definitely drop over an MP9 or maybe even a FAMAS. I believe the FAMAS is now $1,900, give or take, so they definitely have enough to drop, but Rhino I think is just completely sticking with the 5.7. Could it be the round, a round defining buy, or will it be that Rhino just comes out on top with that 5.7? And he's going to be tested here with a close range angle. Zips is waiting for it. Not getting too aggressive. They're just waiting. Pausing. Rhino here's a lot of footsteps. Rhino's going to be calming this. Hey, I have a couple players here. Picks up the first, gets a dink, and it doesn't land their shot anymore. Hawkish was on the walk up. Rhino thrown off there. Undead Tiger onto James. It's going to be a fast B-side split here. Coming in from ramp. Abe spots the first, gets tagged down to 7 HP, going for the reswing. And then flashbang to deter them from peeking again. Undead Tiger though onto Hawkish. That's another player. 2 CTs down by the double doors. Molly ringing out here. Also fall back. Undead Tiger burning in the Molly overstayed their welcome. Now Belong, the unknown factor, but swings out with the Molly as well. Picks up the first and also fall back. Almost dies to the Molly as well here. It's now down to a 3v2, but 2 players for the Ashen Moles. Low, very, very low HP. Zips gets taken out as well. Now up to repost. Can the Ashen Moles do it? Can they make the comeback? Or will they be losing out to the Ravens in a 1v3 clutch? No, that is not going to be the case. Repost taken out by the rest of the Ashen Moles here. So now 12-8. They managed to win the round, but could the round have been cleaner, Bible?
Oh, absolutely. They took so much damage here. You'll see right here where they're standing in the molly. Undead Tiger going for some sort of like hero play of denying the plant, killing the bomb planter. It makes sense. You can see the logic, but the fire is just too much. He just can't get the full spray, but he does delay the plant, which eventually does lead to the round win.
We have a couple of Mac 10s and a bunch of Tech 9s. 2 smokes and 2 flashes coming out from the Ravens as well. It's going to be a fast-paced play. It might even be another vent drop. Are they ready for this? They've taken up for a pretty obscure angle here, but the A-side players are going to be tested. The A-side anchors as well. The instant thing from Undead Tiger. Colty with the first and the second. Can he get the third? He does. The bomb has been planted though. Colty with the 4K on for the ace, but Repost takes him out, and Rhino is there for the cleanup. A good hold from Colty, and while they wouldn't have wanted them to get the bomb plant down, I think what's more important for them is to just get the round win and make it clean. They lost 2 players, so not bad, but could have been a little bit better.
Their economy is still holding. CT side economy is very dangerous, but at this point, if you lose a round, it's over. So you might as well spend every dollar you can here and just try to keep winning rounds. You have, 3 more rounds to go here.
Yeah, 3 rounds indeed. 3 rounds. A lot can happen in 3 rounds. A lot can happen in even just 1. Right? We saw Colty a couple of rounds, or at least twice on their T side half, just come up with monstrous 3Ks on the entries. So just 1 round really can make the difference there. It's gonna be a full buy versus another full buy. Rhino getting hyper aggressive here inside the ramp smoke there. Abe onto Zips though, one of the heavy hitters down for the Ravens. And the Tiger spamming through the squeaky door smoke there. Doesn't get any damage or any info as well here. And oh, scary that. And Hawkish weld onto Abe. That's an Abe in the most important head-to-head on the outside control there. Ashen Moles are now down 2 players against these Ravens 4. We have a player in Prius though. Hawkish onto Rhino as well there. So just they're getting these kills. It's looking like a done deal. This player that's in lower, that's B-Long coming in fast. They have to come up huge here. And Colty being tested once again in the Heavens position. They're going to be rotating off the repos, making their way towards Heaven as well there. Colty in Prius, holding and waiting for someone to peek into them. Repos can be getting a lot of info here and can make or break the round. Colty, head not on the swivel, not ready for this repos peek from Heaven. Swinging out there, picks up the first, but Colty gets traded out there, and now B-Long on the opposite of bomb side, making their way. The steps are going to be heard. It's a 1v3 for B-Long. Will B-Long manage to win out the 1v3 clutch? Now in lobby, towards vending machine, clearing out the more obvious angles. No one here ready to fight, because they're all playing for post plants. Hawkish trained on this squeaky door push, and there we go. B-Long gets taken out there. The Ravens showing why they are now, what is it, 5-0 for the entire, for at least for the early parts of the season, and the Ashen Moles only taking up 9 rounds there so far. Bible, tell me, just analyze this game, break it down for me.
I think what was unfortunate for the Ashen Moles is they had a really good player in Rhino, and he just didn't really show up tonight with his full potential. Could be a bunch of reasons for that. Again, with roster changes and team play, you got to get used to a new team, maybe even new roles. It's just unfortunate. Things like that happen, and you could see at different points where one player or another player was just popping off, doing a role, doing a job, doing a great job, and the other teammates just couldn't make it happen. And then in another round, another player would play well, and again, they just couldn't make it work as a team. So maybe what they actually need, in all honesty, is to just play more together as a team and work on coordination, run their strats, even on an empty server, just run it out, run it again, execute again and again.
Yeah, like I said, we've mentioned before that Nuke was way more team heavy map. The team synergy and team chemistry have to be on point if you really want to make it work. You can make the argument that all the maps are the same exact way, but I think Nuke, once again, is just that much more meticulous just because of the way the smokes land, the way the rotations are supposed to be followed. It's a very unique map, right? For maps like Anubis and even Ancient, the rotations are pretty standard. You can, just rotate in a circle. Whereas on Nuke, you have that elevation angle, right? You can go down to a lower level. You can even just wait inside the vents itself, or even be in that middle ground of in between the 2 floors there, which can really force the CTs and the Ts to really think about where you can be and force them to really make a gamble. So once again, yeah, just an overall phenomenal game. But yeah, the Ravens just also had that much more star power. I mean, not only do we see it in the game, but the stats also showed as well. James and Zips boasting 1.3 ratings across the first few games of the season. Uh, with I think repos coming in as well, 1.10. It's just a pretty solid game to be seen overall there. Um, but I mean, 5-0, I think it's official for the Ravens, right? Bible.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. They won their first 4 matches, and this is a really good start. I mean, obviously things can change with the season, and you can end up finding opponents in the playoffs that are playing much better than they did in the season. But the Ravens are on track, and they really just need to solidify what they have. Don't lose anything. Don't get complacent. Maybe even expand your map pool a little bit. They played Nuke. They played Ancient. Maybe add another map into the mix, and become just that much more powerful in the future.
Yeah, and you know this does lead us into the partnership that we have here at CSC. We have a partnership once again. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. CSstrats.dk. CS Strats is a proud sponsor, or at least partnership, for the CSC here, where you can get a bunch of different ways, bunch of different utilities to use to build up your team play. So maybe even the Ashen Moles can use this to incorporate their game and to elevate their level, and also the Ravens can use them as well to really just support their own game and elevate themselves to a higher level playing field. With CS Strats, you get personal strat books, pro tactics, and drawing boards, things that you can really see the pros be using, and also download their demos, run the strat against them as well to see how you deal with that as well. You can download your strat book as well as a PDF and also review your demos with the built-in demo viewer as well here. If you are a CSC player, so I believe that means you are a FA, PFA, or even a signed player, you get 3 months off for free by using the code in our Discord, discord.gg/CSC under the notices tab. And if you aren't a CSC member and would like to be one, you can join this code or at least join the server and sign up there as well. And if you want to try out CS Strats yourself, you also get 1 month free for those, once again, who are not in the CSC league itself. And if you do like what you have or what you've seen before, if you do like the 3 months or the 1 month that you have, we also offer a code CSC25. You get 25% off your first purchase for CS Strats. Once again, that's csstrats.dk. They also have an explainer video, I believe, on YouTube as well there. So with that being said, I think we're ready to close it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we had a nice game of Counter-Strike. It was very entertaining, but unfortunately it went the way that the Ravens wanted and not the way the Ashen were hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. But guys, stick around. It's only Tuesday. We still have Thursday's game left, and I believe we have a Saturday night FAL. At least it's planned as well there. And if you aren't going to be playing, or if you're not going to be, when there is no stream, you can go ahead and join the FAL league as well here in CSC as well. There's a whole other link into the Discord for that as well. And with that being said, everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you guys all on Thursday.